Hi everyone, this is FlossTube number 2. I am the Violet Stitcher and it is sometime at the end of January, 29th of January. So what do I have for you today? I've got some fully finished items, I have started all the things, and I have bought some stuff as well. Right, so let's get into it. So one of the things that I forgot to show you last time was a pattern that I stitched for my husband for, was it his birthday or Christmas? I think it was Christmas. Yes, that's right, because I found it hilarious. That was it. And it's from the Stranded Stitch, and it's called the Boob Crew pattern. If you're easily offended, look away now. Come back to me in a minute or so. Okay, so as you can see, it is full of different boobs. All the boobs are to be celebrated, and it was great fun to stitch. And while I was stitching this while I was doing movie night with my friends. We do it over Skype. Every week we watch a movie. We're on the 90s at the moment. We did the 80s last decade, the 90s this decade. And so every week they would go, Anita, how many boobs have you got left to stitch this time? So yes, it was good fun. And that is now hanging on our wall, and no one who's visited yet has even noticed at all. So there we go, there's that one. And for my next finished object, my first time finishing an ornament is Nessie Claus. And I finished this in the middle of this month. So the Christmas tree had to stay up a little bit longer so that I could stick it on the Christmas tree for at least a couple of days before I took all of Christmas down again. So yeah, see, I 2021, all done. Look at Nessie in her Christmas hat, lovely. And the final one, oh, I should have turned messages off. My final finish object was I Love You So Much, which I gave to my husband for our anniversary, which was on the 20th of November. I should get that date right. 20th of November this year. It was our second year anniversary. This is Barbara Anna. And I finished that into I don't know what you call this finish. It's got a piece of cardboard inside it. I put some pretty fabric on the back, and there's a tag for hanging it on the wall. I know you're supposed to use some special card or something, but I just chopped up a box and put it in that. Hopefully that's okay. I don't know what you're supposed to use. Please let me know if yes. So that's good. That was excellent. So had a lot of fun finishing those. So things that I have started on are no, first of all, we'll go with the one that I was doing last year and I've continued to do this year, and it is Dragon Clans, the best one. I'll show you a big view of it first. So I can probably insert a picture of where I was last time and what it will look like when it's finally done. But predictions are that I will not finish this until April 2024, and I am about 14% through. And you can see there's a lot left to do. But the bit that I have been concentrating on this month was to finish this section here. You can see the wing of the black dragon, which is below, and I finished off the side of the tail here. So I've moved to the left, and there'll be a bit more of a tail. And what happens next? I think there's another bit of the black dragon underneath here as well, so we'll catch up to that. So yeah, no, I'm really enjoying this. It's gonna take me forever, but it's a really enjoyable, fun stitch to do. There's always another dragon too that's busy appearing in the next section, and I love dragons. So there we go. Let me put that to the side. So I decided that I didn't have enough cross stitches in progress, so obviously I need to start some more. There was this whole thing about doing 22 having 22 whips in 2022, and I don't even have that number of whips, so I decided to rectify that. And the first one I started was this is the Wind in the Willows stitch along and it will be 11 months long this year. Started at the beginning of the year, January the 1st, and yeah, so I haven't kept up. I am only 36% through the first section that I was supposed to have finished by now. I'm just going to have to step back because it's enormous. It's enormous and it keeps on going. Yeah, and so I think this is probably an outline of a window, but I'm not sure yet. So I have done all of the light grey. Have I got this upside down? No, that's right, that's right. So I've done all of the light grey and I used the whole skein. In fact, I've used the whole skein of all of the greys and had to buy some more. But I'm starting to fill out the rest of the greys, because there are 3 of them, on the bottom left-hand side, because that is allegedly where the next piece will be in February. So I'm just trying to fill that section out so that it's ready, and then carrying on and doing some of the rest of it. And I hadn't quite realised, which is really ridiculous because obviously I bought the fabric, how big it's going to be. But hopefully it'll be fabulous, and I will do my bit. I've been trying to put in 200 stitches a day because I need to, well, I've got other things to stitch as well. So hopefully that will keep me vaguely on track as we carry on through the year. And I've got a whole month of December to catch up, so, but I shouldn't rely on that. Okay, what's next? So the next thing I decided to start was Temperature Galaxy. This is from Climbing Goat, and I'll show on my other camera. I've done it on black even weave 25 count, which is my favourite count. I am up to date so far. As you can see, there's been the dark, this purple here is the coldest, below 5 degrees, and it has been cold recently. That was last week. This week? Last week and a bit of this week. And it's getting a bit warmer. But unfortunately, with the warmth, it's started raining. Oh yeah, and while I've shown you the temperatures, I was thinking about maybe, because I've been peer pressured by my friends to start doing cold water swims. So we go down to Clevedon Marina Pool, usually every Sunday, and have a swim. And the marine pool is it's got a wall, so that's kind of a sectioned off bit of the sea, and the sea overtops every so often to keep it full, and also bring some mud with it, and so they have to empty it every so often. But anyway, it's still freezing. It's really, really cold. The last time we went for a swim, it was 4 degrees. And so I was thinking of maybe doing some kind of chart that shows all the different colour, the temperatures of the swims that we go and do. But I haven't quite worked out how I'm going to do that yet, so it's just a thought. But I also thought maybe I should outline the days where I do go for a swim, and that I might do in some sort of sparkly thread, maybe blue sparkly thread, and that might be quite fun. So the stars are supposed to be, I think it's white DMC, but I like beads, so I've put I had some delicas, can't remember what colour this is, silver, something like that. So I put some delicas in, and yeah, that's looking quite good. It's kind of nice and colourful. I think I'm going to put some kind of key in the middle as well, because it's going to annoy me like a year or so down the line when I've completely forgotten what temperature colour means what. Talking about swimming, I'm trying to persuade my friends that it is too windy today to go for a swim, because I mean it's really nice. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? It's really nice swimming in the cold water, but when it's slightly choppy, the waves hit you in the face, and that is unpleasant, and I don't like that. So I think I've managed to persuade my friends that tomorrow morning might be a better plan, because at the moment it is quite windy. So yeah. Anyway, oh yes, and I put the pins in because I realised that because there were a couple of days of the same colour, I got lost, and so I put the pins in to mark every 10. Every 10 squares, and I've realigned myself because the next leg of the galaxy will start here, and then I didn't want to bash the current leg into it. Arm is the word, isn't it? Not legs of galaxy, it's arms. Yeah. So hopefully I've lined myself back up, and I won't have a problem next month when I start. Was it next month? Whenever the next one starts. So yeah, let me put that away. So that's quite good fun. I've not done a temperature thing before. My friend is doing the flower one, which I think is from... nope, I've forgotten. Mama's Stitching? Something like that. But which looks really nice. So yeah. Next one. My next one is... Oh, I forgot to say. So the Wind in the Willows stitch along. I'm also doing, there's a Facebook group called Letters of the Month. I think that's what it's called. I'll put details below. And you're supposed to stitch something for each letter of the alphabet. Obviously, there are more letters of the alphabet than there are months. So you get 2 letters per month, but you get to skip 2 letters. So I've skipped X and Z because I couldn't find anything that I want to stitch with those. So my first letter of this month was W for Wind in the Willows. Yeah, and also I've done Y, and I'll get to that one in a second. But for February, I'm doing U and V, but my which I'm not supposed to start until February. So I told myself. But I got really excited when the fabric finally turned up for my Chatelaine, my first Chatelaine, and I was like, well, I have to start. So I did. So V has started early, but I won't finish it. So that's fine. And this has a ridiculously long name for such a small pattern. Medieval Flower Star number 4 Violet. For obvious reasons, I have chosen the violet one, and I'm loving it. It's really good. Look at so these leaves are done over 2. This is 28 count. It's 28 count Khione, I think you say it, and it's from Chromatic Alchemy, and I went for the opalescent because I love the shiny. So these are all the cord for colours, and it was 1/1 for the flower, which I'm busy trying to do at the moment. There's all the different purples, and there are a whole load of Glorianas and needlepoint silks, which I think I'll probably only use minimally. Oh well, there we go. And then there's some speciality stitches for the border around the edge. I'll put a picture in as to what it's supposed to look like when it's finished. And yeah, it's great. I'm really liking all the different colours. I was a bit unsure about putting this blue, you can see, that's the needlepoint silk, around the edge of the leaves, but I think it looks fine. I think it looks good. Let me know what you think. I think it looks kind of exciting, a bit more exciting and exotic. Yeah. So that's very nice. I'm enjoying that one. Let's put that over there. So, yes. So, my husband has started watching these FlossTubes. And because he was... Yeah, so I had to show him. But for this section, Matt, if you're watching, you need to skip forward now 5 minutes, because this is you are not allowed to see this section. Okay? Have you gone? Good. Right. So this part, these are things I'm stitching for him. Where is... Oh yes, here we go. So the first one is for the Y, for letters of the month, and you're allowed to choose the name of the pattern or something significant in the pattern. And I have, oh, let me take out the hoop, gone for Star Wars icons, which is quite fun. And the Y is for Yoda. So I started with Yoda, obviously, because you have to. And my aim was to finish finish Yoda. And I have done. There is Yoda. Isn't he cute? I mean, obviously that's not baby Yoda. That is proper Yoda. So he's looking great there. And then I went on to do Chewie as well. So there's Chewie. I've been watching the Book of Boba Fett, and there is an angry Wookiee in that one, and I think he would be... I hope there's a pattern that comes out for him. He would be great to stitch. And there is R2-D2 is starting over here. I'll put a picture in of what it will look like. It's got all the main original guys in it. Yeah, none of the women. So I'll have to do another one and stitch Leia and Rey and all the other women, I think. Because although my favourites are the robots and Yoda. Yeah, this fabric is quite nice. Let me hold it up for you. This, it's a bit crinkly. It is purple, hopefully you can tell that, with stars on, and it's glittery. Yay, what's not to like? It is called Creationist Purple Fabric. Purple. Creationist Purple. I think there's a gold and a green version. Don't quote me on that. This is from Fabric Flair, and I bought it from Sew It All, which is, if you're in the UK, that is a great shop, because it sells a whole load of Fabric Flair stuff and a ton of other stuff as well. And it sells it in 25 count, which is my favourite. So that is ongoing, and that is for Matt's birthday, which is I've got until December, so it should be fine. And the next one I'm doing for him is so many patterns. There we go. This one is called, this is from Lola Crow Cross Stitch on Etsy, and I will put some links in. This is called Release the Krakentine, which is quite funny, and it's got tentacles and a heart, so perfect for Valentine, right? And this is on a little bit of offcut of the previous fabric, so maybe you can see it a bit better here. Purple with stars, excellent. So yes, there's going to be, I'll put a picture in what it's going to look like. So some more tentacles, a bit more sea, and one of the tentacles is holding a heart. And there's a whole set of these. I bought all of them. There's a UFO beaming down a heart, and the other one is is it Bigfoot holding the heart? Oh, T-Rex. It's T-Rex holding a heart. So he'll get those as well at some point. So that's that. And I'm using all the called for DMC. I think that is all my work in progresses. Progress-I? Yeah. So yeah. So that's that. So I okay. So I've been watching a lot of FlossTube recently. And sorry, I'm just going to reply. I've been watching a lot of FlossTube recently, and I have to say that some of my favourites. Mama Loves You GB is the cause of a lot of my purchases this month. It is all her fault completely. So thank you very much for that. But I have noticed that a lot of people like to stitch replica samplers, which I don't really understand. I mean, they're obviously enjoying it. Great for them. But I don't think it's for me, because a lot of them have the alphabet in. A significant proportion have the alphabet in. And I don't understand, why would you want... And a lot of them have the numbers in as well. Okay, so... But the alphabet doesn't change. It's been like that for ages, right? What's new about stitching the alphabet again? So I don't understand why you'd want to do that. I thought originally, before I watched a lot of FlossTube, that the alphabet was just there for you to change into words that you wanted to put into your sampler. But no, I am wrong. You just stitch the alphabet. I'm like, okay. But the weirdest thing is that obviously they're done by people from like 200 years ago, often when they were young, and they stitch it and they wrote their name in and they had the year, age 9 or whatever. I get that. That's personal to them. But then people now are stitching the same thing with their name, with that person's name in from 200 years ago and the date from 200 years ago. And hasn't anyone thought of the historians of the future? Right? They're going to find it so confusing. It'll be like picking up the pieces of like 2022 and going, but these things look like they were stitched recently, and yet they say 1802 in them. I just don't think people have thought this through properly. But of course, having said all of that, guess what I went and did? I bought... This is again Mama Loves You GB's fault. Oh dear. Right, so I bought the Bristol Berries samplers. 2 and 3. But actually I want 1, but 1 isn't for sale at the moment because everyone else is buying them as well. And they have the alphabet, and, but they do not have someone else's name. Oh no, that's not true. They do have someone else's initials in them. So, but I'm not, yeah, see? So I don't even listen to myself about what I like and what I don't like. So the reason I bought the Bristol Berries is because I live in Bristol. So I'm going to combo some combination of these and make 2 berries maybe. I quite like the swirls on this. This is nice. I also hadn't realised there were 3 patterns for berry. I thought this was all 1. How dumb am I? But it's not. There are 3. So I won't be stitching the alphabet or the initials. I'm going to be stitching the swirls and possibly the B. And the Bristol Berry number 1 has a squirrel on it, which looks cool, which I will stitch. And probably won't be stitching the Bible because I'm not religious. But I quite like the animals. They're nice. And that might even be a rat or a cat. It's difficult to say, and it doesn't tell you. But if it's a rat, that's great because I have 4 rats. One of them got ill recently, and it's he's rattling. Now I know he's a rat, and so he's always rattling, but he's rattling more than he should be. So I've not had rats before. We adopted them, 4 of them in May, and they were the shyest creatures, really timid. But since then, they have totally settled in, and they are bossy now. One of them has doubled in size. Poor Gusto. I mean, and they're all in the same cage, you know, and they're all access to the same amount of food. But Gusto is twice the size of Lazlo now. Lazlo is the one that's ill. He's an albino. I'll put a picture in. Although if you have rats, you know that it is really tricky to get a good picture of a rat. I have many blurred pictures of rats. Yeah. So he's so I've been having to medicate him twice a day. So the way I found to do this is that you squirt his medication onto a Cheerio. Rats love Cheerios. I can't stand them, but rats love them. So, and then I put him in a separate cage until he's eaten his Cheerio, and then I put it back in again. And he's got the hang of this now. He seems to understand that twice a day he will get a yummy Cheerio, and I don't think he's that bothered. And he is rattling a little bit less, so it's all going well. Yes. Where was I? Oh yes, there's a rat in there, so hopefully I'll stitch that. Also, I did find one on, I was looking at Modern Folk Embroidery. I know it's samplers again, but he does have a small picture of a rat in his Black Crosses section. So I thought I might adapt that to make 4 rats in the right colours of ours. So yeah. Oh yes, so the, thank you again, Mama Loves You GB, for the Cottage Garden sampling hole I have fallen in. Oh dear. So, first one is, I'm sure you've already seen it, it's everywhere, is the fox. Isn't the fox amazing? So I now own the fox, but I don't own any of the threads or the fabric. So I've ordered some fabric from my favourite Chromatic Alchemy shop, and I am just eagerly awaiting whenever the threads will appear. Also, in preparation, got the swans, yay! And the Jack Rabbit looks amazing. I will hopefully buy that. And then, of course, I went looking around. Well, if the others these aren't available at the moment, maybe some of the others are. So I bought the squirrel and the rabbit and the raven. Yeah. So I'm thinking that I will stitch these 1 over 1 on 25 count, which will make them, I think, 5 inches, 6 inches tall, something like that. And I'll put them 3 together and frame them. So these are my favourite 3 to start off with. But I also quite like the bird with the strawberries. Actually, they're all quite nice. Yeah. So I'll probably end up stitching all of them. But I thought I'd start off with these 3 to go with. And I know they're supposed to be in an order, because this one I think is October. No, obviously this one is September or something. This one's clearly October. Not sure what that one might be March. That would make sense. But yeah, I don't care. I'm just going to stitch 3 of them in a row. And we'll go with that. I think that's everything from me. Oh, I would like to say thank you very much for being a subscriber. I thought that I would get like 2 or 3 people, but I have at least 13 people, and it's brilliant. Thank you very much. How exciting is that? I'm thrilled, and it's unexpected. I thought I would be talking to myself for at least 3 FlossTube videos until anyone noticed me. So yeah, it's been super fun. Having comments and likes and subscribes. Please like and subscribe. Give me a comment. Encourage me to just keep going if you like what you see. If you don't, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. What are you doing watching? I think that's everything. So thank you very much. Lovely to talk to you all. And I will see you next month. Yes, at the end of next month. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.